You know, it's really difficult to get people to take professional wrestling seriously. Whenever I say I'm working on this project on wrestling, people start smiling and laughing, almost as if to say, how can you take this stuff so seriously? It's so obviously fake and so juvenile that you can't spend any serious time analyzing it. Well, I think that attitude is a major mistake if you want to understand what's going on in contemporary American culture. And the reason it's a mistake is because of the tremendous and widespread popularity that professional wrestling enjoys today.
Welcome to SmackDown from the Arco Arena in Sacramento, California. Michael Cole and Taz at ringside. And Taz tonight.
There's no question that professional wrestling is phenomenally popular, especially with young men. The World Wrestling Federation, which is now called World Wrestling Entertainment, or the WWE, has the highest rated cable programs every week. In its advertising in the trade press, the WWF even boasts about the fact that they have more teens watching wrestling, 4.5 million, than popular shows like Buffy, Roswell, Charmed, and Dawson's Creek combined.
Anything this popular reveals something larger about our society, about its deep-seated values, the morality that underpins it.
Again, we're not everybody's cup of tea, but we're a lot of people's cup of tea. They really enjoy what we do, and if they didn't, they wouldn't watch.
So we need to ask, why are people watching? And second, if millions of people are being exposed to these stories every week, how is wrestling in turn affecting the society?
You can be sure that within 60 seconds, the victims of the most brutal violence imaginable will be up on their feet without a mark on their bodies.
Commissioner, he gives him 3 minutes to ready for a title match. Hey, King, he got an opportunity. He has an opportunity to
This kind of cartoon-like violence is what media scholar George Gerbner has called happy violence. A brutal but ultimately cleaned up world in which the real-life consequences of violence are pushed out of view.
And perhaps the most important story that professional wrestling spins for its audience is that all the violence and confrontation that we see is connected to manhood.
And I lost to the better man.
So why don't you come out here and face me like a man? We're gonna see what kind of man you are. I thought you were a man!
We get a very traditional and very conservative version of masculinity represented as an ideal of physical strength, the ability to control and scare other people, to intimidate, and especially to not back away from confrontation.
One of the major functions of the growing number of female stars in professional wrestling is to help demonstrate the straight sexuality of the male wrestlers. So it's not surprising that it looks like they've stepped out of the world of heterosexual pornography.
It's the broad panties match for the WWE Women's Championship. All Stacey has to do is take off Trish's clothes, and she'll be the next champion. And we'll all be rewarded.
Women are there, plain and simple, for the pleasure of men. And not surprisingly, this stripping of women's power, maturity, and basic humanity sets up a favorite plot line: men forcing themselves onto women.
It's entertainment. I mean, it's for fun. It's all it's for.
Come on, grow up. What we do is entertainment. We are tame compared to what you see on network television.
Let's grant that this is just entertainment. That's fine. But if we do that, we have to ask some other questions. What does it mean then that we're entertained by men beating up women? By scenes showing men being bullied and humiliated? By stereotypical depictions of gays? What does it mean that we find that funny? Well, one effect may be that when we come across those things in the real world, we don't take them seriously. We don't see the tragedy involved, the pain and suffering that real human beings are facing.
You really have to hand it to Vince. He's pulled off a great trick and made the people he's manipulated into paying him millions of dollars for the privilege.
I know it's important for you to get your mind off of the daily grind you endure, and I accept that responsibility. And the way that we get your mind off of those things is by entertaining you. 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 Entertaining you.
As long as the audience likes what we do, then we're going to be in business forever.